In today's video, we're going to talk about the TD6. Will it live or will it die? Welcome back to another glorious day at Ben's garage. The weather's glorious, but the fate of the TD6, not quite so much. So as you know, we've put the TD6 back together, we've got it running. I had somebody interested, very interested. He's been stringing us along for a few months. I'm not going to be slagging anyone off, you know, for whatever circumstances. He's now decided that he doesn't want it. So that's left us in a bit of a predicament. In France, you can't have a car off the road without insurance, and so I've got that bill to come out. Anyway, summing up the options really, what do we do? We can't sell it for parts because I need a license for to break vehicles. Now, I've sold parts in the past before, but they're really clamping down on stuff now. You know, to cancel insurance, you have to prove that you've actually sent your documents into the government website to say that you've sold it. So I can't do any of that fraudulently or anything, so we're stuck with it basically. It's too good to scrap. Scrapman, what's he going to give us for it? Nothing. So the bloke who was interested in it wanted us to put a CT on it so that he knows there's a gearbox fault, but he wanted to know if there's anything else. So fair enough, we put it for a CT. Wasn't good news, as you might have seen in the community post last week. So this is the French CT. Don't know if you'll see that, sun's a bit bright. There's a few failures and a few advisories. I'll go through the advisories because you'll get these advisories on nearly every car that you take for a CT, unless it's brand new. Flexible brake hoses. They always advise on flexible brake hoses. The valve core on this wheel is damaged. The tyre pressures are incorrect. That's fair enough. General chassis condition. Corrosion on the Berceau. Berceau is a cradle, so for that. So about the exhaust pipe. Dispositif endommage sans fuite, risk of chute. So there's a risk of the exhaust pipe falling off, so I'm assuming that's one of the exhaust mountings is a little bit dicky, so that's an advisory. Bit of damage on one of the front wings, that's where the mud flaps came off. So it comes down to the failures now. Now this is where it gets down to the nitty gritty. So we've got system de freinage complete, which is your brake system, your complete brake system. Now there's a default or an element of nature which will compromise the security or the element malmonte on this corner. So there's something amiss with the brakes on this corner. That could be anything from the ABS wires not clipped in properly to the brake hose rubbing on something. I don't know, I've not looked at it. Obviously now, with things moving the way they're going to be moving, I will be looking at it. Commutation fares. Now the headlights have got a fault. Yeah, I think it's the headlight module. €30 for a new for a second-hand one of those on eBay, and that might probably fix that. Basically, if you've got your headlights switched off, the main beam flashes on its own. You don't have to touch anything. So I'm assuming it's that headlight module. So there's that. He didn't test the emissions because obviously the intercooler hose. Now on further inspection, the chap who was going to buy this was looking underneath it the other day after we CT'd it, and he said, oh, the hose is missing altogether. Oh, it doesn't just disappear. Anyway, we looked at the top and he could see, obviously you get a better angle being able-bodied, it's actually just popped off the intercooler. So it hasn't split, it's just popped off. The clamp has come loose. The pipe is very soft, so it does want replacing, but for now I'll get that put back on, put a new clip on the the hose to hold it onto the intercooler, and that'll be that up and running again. He's failed it on the passenger door. Port and pugni de porte, portière de tir susceptible to provoque de blessure. Basically, there's some damage on the passenger door that is likely to cause injury to passers-by. Now, it's like I said to the chap who's going to buy it, if someone stood that close to your car as you're driving up the road, they deserve to get run over. All it is, they've got the body mouldings on the door. The one on the other side's come unstuck on the front. Now, on this side, we've got one unstuck on the back. But as it brushes past someone, it wouldn't catch. Passenger door, it's sticking out at the front. So I'll just probably pull them off and buff the door up. Job will be a good one. But here comes the good bit. Tubes de pouce, jambes de force, triangle de bras de suspension. Element endommage représentant une corrosion excessive. Front left, front right, rear left, rear right. I think that's the subframes. Front subframe, rear subframe. And there's a bit of corrosion. Obviously he's advised the corrosion on the chassis. What do we do? What do we do? As I say, the car's too good to scrap. We've got the TD6. We don't really want to be running two cars. But it's a big old job changing subframes. You know, it would be easier if I could get out and about of the wheel. I mean, I can get on the floor. I can, you know, it's not like I'm totally quadriplegic. You know, I can move my legs and I can move my arms. I just can't stand up and walk. But I can get the parts reasonably priced from the UK, shipped to France, even after Brexit. Shipping prices are not too bad considering the size of the thing. So I've got two options. One, I get the parts, clean, you know, get the new subframe, clean them all up, prime them, rust proof them, paint them and change them. It's going to be a long old job. Or, now I have spoken about this previously on a Ben's Garage live stream. Now I'm putting this out there now to you lot out there, if anyone's interested, that is. So let me just put this idea out there. It won't happen this year because of, you know, what's going on in the world and restrictions and this, that and the other. Hopefully next year it will be a bit more back to normal. So if I source the parts, get the subframes in here cleaned up, primed up, rust proofed, painted, ready to go on, and then we have a Ben's Garage, well, it won't be a meet, will it? It'll be a Ben's Garage staycation, not a staycation, a Ben's Garage busman's holiday. Because I'm sure a lot of you Range Rover people out there, even Land Rover people, it doesn't have to be specifically Range Rover, quite good on the spanners. So if we held an event over a week, you all came down here, camped in our field, because we've not got any room in the house to put you up. If you've seen our other videos, our house is rather small. Camp in the garden, in the field. I'll hire in a portaloo. We'll cook your meals. Won't charge you anything for staying here. We can all hit this over the week, change the front subframe, change the rear subframe. While the subframes are out, we'll clean the chassis up and paint it up, rust proof it, underseal it, get it as good as new under there as possible. I mean, I have got a welder. If we had to weld some bits, I haven't got any steel, but you know. So I'm just putting this out there to you lot, my subscribers. It would help us out, and it would, I don't know how to say it, rather, I'm not begging people to come out here and come and fix my car for me, but I just think it might be a good opportunity for everybody, the Ben's Garage following, to get together. We'll have a bit of a week's party, but while we're doing that, we'll get this Range Rover up and running. If that is the case, if people are interested, and I'll get a few of you interested and say, yeah, I'm definitely going to do it, then you know, we can arrange different things. If we do like the week, we'll go Sunday to Sunday or Saturday to Saturday or whatever. We'll arrange some dates. I say we're quite happy to feed people. If you're not mechanically minded and you want to come and you want to go off for the day, help on the car for a day or so, and then go and do your own thing during the day, then you can sort your own food out for that day. And we'll sort food out for people that are working on the car that particular day. It's just an idea. At the end of the day, I will have to end up doing it myself if it doesn't come off. So yeah, a Ben's Garage Busman's holiday. I was planning on doing a bit of an event, but sort of charging people for staying, and then we would put on the food, and that would cover the food. But I can't really justify charging people if you're going to be working on my car. I've got pretty much all the tools here. You know, I've got the compressor, air gun, sockets, bits, everything that we need. Trolley jack, I've got axle stands. I don't know how we'd support the engine or anything like that. It's just an idea. I'm putting it out there, and we'll see what happens. If there is a lot of interest, I'll set up a page on Facebook where people can, we can bash out some ideas and all that kind of thing. Or, you know, I'll find some way of getting all the ideas together and people can comment and bits and pieces. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, if you fancy coming out here for a holiday. Now we are about probably about 8 hours from Calais. If you're coming that route, you know, boat or tunnel, and we're probably about 6, maybe 7 hours from sort of like Caen, Saint Malo, and all that lot over that side. So depending on which port you're coming from, yeah, we've got plenty of space. We've got 5 acres here, so the more the merrier. We can get stuck into it. For the time being, I'm going to fix the intercooler and we're going to use it for towing the trailer around the field. I'm going to concentrate on getting the Audi sold to bring a bit of money back in. This thing's too good to scrap. If I can get the subframes in this year, get them all prepared, I might look at doing some other bits and pieces while the car's apart. I've got all new suspension arms in there ready to go. I might do new brakes all round, and we'll, you know, upgrade the brakes, put, you know, decent discs on it, and the calipers and everything. It's just an idea. Get this car up and running as good as possible. Trouble is, when we do that and I get it back on the road, I might not want to sell it. There is the issue with the gearbox, but for now I don't need that to get it through the CT. It's just the corrosion aspect of things on the subframe, which apparently is quite bad. I would hate to see it go for scrap and get crushed up, you know, strip bits off it. The car's too good, basically. It runs, it drives perfectly. You know, it's as straight as a die. But it's been on UK roads since 2002, and the roads of UK roads have not been kind to it, and it has suffered. So that's it for this video. I'm just putting it out there to you all. Will we be able to rescue this TD6? Obviously it's not going to happen this year, but if we know it's going to happen sort of this time, not this time next year, because it's hot. It's about 34 degrees at the minute, and you don't want to be sweating underneath a car in this sort of weather. So I'd sort of aim towards the end of the summer or the start of the summer, when it's sort of 20 degrees plus, so it's a bit more comfortable. We haven't got a swimming pool here or anything, so we'd have to cool you off with a hose pipe. But yeah, let me know what you think. You know, I've had a lot of people commenting saying, you know, when's the L322 road trip down to your place going to happen? A few different people have commented that, but I don't know if you're any good on the spanners. But there's only one way to learn. You can learn on our old Chuggaboom if you want. You know, if people come and they don't want to do any work on it, then, you know, we'll sort something out. So I hope you like this video, and do let me know in the comments what you think and what you suggest, and we'll take it from there. I'll set up a Facebook page or something on the website or something like that, and we'll take it from there. So we'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.